welcome to my YouTube channel. It's DIY with your shoe girl. My name is Faith, and on today's video, I'm not alone. I'm with my entire family. My husband is here, my son is here, baby gold is here. Please say hi to the camera.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. You need to say
Introduce
evening.
yourself now.
Let's say good evening. Okay, my name is Elijah
We're shooting
Tutu.
in the evening. You say good evening.
Okay, my name is Elijah Tutu, and I'm actually very glad to have this opportunity to talk to you, to share with you, and to build my family right here.
Okay, so we want to discuss about how we were able to plan our wedding on a budget in Nigeria. If you follow me online or you stumbled on me somewhere, you realize that I made a post recently. Sorry, dog. Sorry. You realize I made a post recently that trended. A post about my wedding, our wedding, that trended. So, we want to talk about how we were able to achieve a low cost wedding and just put some things in perspective. So, the first thing we want to talk about is that the low budget wedding was our decision, right? We both decided that we were going to cut costs as much as possible, and we said to ourselves that what we wanted was to be married and to have beautiful memories that we'll look back to and be proud of. So we both agreed that we were not going to borrow money to do wedding. We were not going to owe any person after our wedding. You agree with me that this thing about a budget, low budget wedding or a small wedding, blah blah blah, is relative. Relative in the sense that what is low budget for me is high class and expensive and exorbitant for someone else. Then what is um my own um high budget, classy, trendy wedding for someone else is terribly low budget, right? So it's relative. So we're talking about budgeting according to how where you are, right? According to where you are. If 1 million naira is your low budget, let it be. If it's 100K that is your low budget, let it be. But it's relative for different persons.
Okay, let me talk about our decision. Our decision was very simple. I want to get married to the love of my life. That was the goal. And then the next thing is now, how do I achieve this? The next question becomes, how much do I earn? How much comes in aside the fixed amount, the general, then I play around it. So what can I do right now to ensure that the goal is achieved? And that for me meant go on right where you are without any pressure. Of course, that saying without any pressure, let me talk on that a little. Generally, I don't think there's a way you get married without some levels of pressure. Put some heat on yourself. You understand? It's when you put pressure on the toothpaste, it is the content that will come out. So you put some pressure on yourself, really, but then not put unreasonable pressure. So I made up my mind. We made up our minds that we're not going to put unreasonable pressure. Yes, we'll put some pressure so we can focus our finances and even go beyond ourselves, but not at a level where we'll be owing, not at a level where our family and close friends would have to take loans because of our wedding.
Yes, and we've seen scenarios where people do wedding and for 1 year, some even 2 years, they're still repaying loans from their wedding. Why?
Some even 9 years after,
Why?
they are still repaying loans for their wedding. Go ahead.
Yeah, so we just saw everything and we decided that this one does not make sense and we're not going to repeat it. I'm not against flamboyant weddings. If you have the money to do it and it's of no stress to you, go
Enjoy.
ahead. But it
Enjoy.
doesn't make sense that, let's say, you are staying in a house of 500,000 naira that you pay per annum, then you go spend, let's say, 750,000 naira or 1 million naira on a wedding venue for a wedding that will last only 4 5 hours.
In fact, let me bring it downward. Say you are you live in an apartment of, let's say, 200,000 naira or less. 200,000 naira or less. So let's even push it. Yeah, just about 200,000 naira or less. And then now you're going to be spending 1 million naira to rent a venue that you use for, say, 5 hours. Doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make any sense at all to us. So we were like, we will not stress ourselves, because when you are done with this wedding, there's your house to run to. You will borrow money, you'll be owing people, then there's no food in your house to come back to. You come back, many young couples will stay and they will fight and quarrel, misunderstanding, because they are under intense pressure because of backlogs from their wedding, financial loads from their wedding. So we decided we're not going to do that. You can't even have, you can't even do honeymoon. Even if it's inside your bedroom, you just stay quiet and it's just the two of you
It's
for some
something
days.
nice
You know,
for a
it's
few
something nice.
days.
You can't even do it because you spent your money to do something very flamboyant. You have spent money to cook for everybody, thousands of people. So you have given, you cook rice, you cook this, you cook that, you cook that, so that there'll be options. Meanwhile, your budget is not fit for that kind of an arrangement. It's not wrong
Actually,
to
your
do that.
pocket is not fit
Yes,
for
it's not
that
wrong
kind
to
of
do that.
arrangement.
But if that is not your level yet, don't do it. In fact, for us, we even decided that even if we have family members who say they are going to
Give us
spend money
the
like that,
money.
we would rather collect the money, right? Do it as you want to, because what is the essence? You want to do business, you want see family members rally around you to see how they can support you to stand. You want to just something else. Most times there are families that are very supportive o, but many times maybe you don see like that, then your wedding is coming up, one aunty wants to use it to make noise. When you finish that wedding and go back, you don have anything you are falling back to. You don have savings, you don have a business, or your business is standing on one leg. So
As ma-
if you can cut that out for a wedding ceremony, for people to see that my wedding was big, for me, I will collect that money. Say you want to give me you want a hall of a million naira, I will collect that 1 million naira, get a hall of 100,000 naira, because after wedding your reality is going to stare you in the face, and all those people that you spent money to entertain, to impress, they would have all gone to their houses to face their own reality.
so let's bring it back to perspective for us. When we looked at all of these factors, we said we will not do this. We're going to do differently. We said we'll ensure that we got married. And getting married meant couple present, the officiating minister present, whether at the registry or say for the church wedding, depending on whatever we choose to do. And then say the parents or actually witnesses. That's wedding. Every other thing is additional. If you have 3 witnesses, it's wedding. If you have 50 witnesses, it's wedding. So we said, okay, what is wedding? This is what wedding is. So we achieve our goal and move on. Before we leave this, one of the things we've seen people place so much hope on the monies that people are going to spray to them or spray on them, which is common in Nigeria, on their wedding day. And then they enter into so much debt because they are hopeful that people will spray money on them. And then suddenly, wedding is done and they are so sad because the way they expected their family and friends were going to spray money on them is not so much. And then they are indebted. And sometimes this debt is so bad that it's not just the couple that are indebted, their
Their
families, their
parents
parents are
are
indebted,
indebted.
their siblings are indebted, and
It's
it's
crazy.
terrible. Sometimes you see people calling them on social media to pay debts, and no, no, no,
It
no, no.
shouldn't be
We
like
said
that.
we
It
wouldn't do
shouldn't be
that.
that way. I think it's a decision that you beat your chest and say this thing I will not do it, and stand your ground, and then you don't do it. Mind you, please, the pictures trending about the registry, that was not all we did. We did our traditional wedding, we did our white wedding, right? It's just that, okay, for instance, my dad is a pastor, and then it is not my bride price or whatever money that is paid on wedding day that they will use to build house or use to live their lives. So we spoke to him, and my husband spoke to him and was like, we're going to do this thing as quiet as possible, quiet as possible. In fact, the initial arrangement was the child will just be in the
In the living
sitting room,
room, yeah.
just pay dowry quietly, and then we'll move straight to this. But that day when people came, the whole thing changed. But even at that, we didn't do anything elaborate. Of course, we still sat down in our compound, they said cheers and all of those things. We did just a very little ceremony that very morning, and then we moved straight to our venue, the garden where we did our white wedding, and continued from there. So what happened was my 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 dad was a little lenient with some of the extra monies. Buy this, bring this, pay for this, do this, do that, do that, do that, do that. What we paid as what we paid, what you paid, what he paid at the end of the day was nothing compared to the real amount that is collected in my place when you are doing when you're getting married. There's nothing compared to it, because we were able to reach
We
an understanding. Yes, we
negotiate. We
negotiated. So the
negotiate.
point is, as you go on in your own journey, whatever you can negotiate off, negotiate it. I've seen marriage lists where you have to bring block soap, you have to bring gold, you have to. I'm
We
like,
buy shoe.
you you buy
For
this, buy that. You are the one that will buy clothes for all your siblings because you are getting married. You don't have clothes in their boxes again. You buy for everybody, even uncle will come and say that you should buy him clothes that he will wear to your wedding. I mean, if you don't have clothes to wear there, sit down now. People want to come from the village, they'll say that you should pay their transport to come for their wedding. You pay their transport, you book
buses.
you charter buses that will bring them to the city for your wedding. You book hotels. How bad? If you can't come, that's my own. If you can't come, stay there. You receive the good news of the wedding that was successfully done, we congratulate you, except maybe for key family members that must necessarily be there. Ehen, then you can find a way around it, but say everybody, I mean it's alarming. People that there's no role really that they are playing at your wedding, want to gather all of them because it's your father's uncle's son's granddaughter. I mean,
So,
it's
for
something
us,
else.
having decided that we will not spend beyond a reasonable extent of pressure on our courses, we had to find a way to then negotiate with her family. We want to get this done. We are responsible people. We can handle this much. But beyond this much, we will not be able to handle straight up, very politely, but very firmly too. And of course, being very enlightened, educated, and spiritual people, her father happened to be a pastor. I think he understood with us, and we made it a bit light. Even the traditional requirement that was given, we split the finances. We didn't gather it. Okay, let me say I didn't gather it once and say, hey, this is the bulk money. Boom. No, I got some time ahead, broke it into a few months, and bam, we're done with that. So basically, we're emphasizing that you have to decide it. We decided we will not go beyond normal. If there's no need to kill a cow or kill truckloads of chickens and the rest, no need. We want to be married. That is it. So for you, you may need to check into your own specific circumstance to know what wisdom is. But the goal is the same. You want to get married, and to get married, you will. Every other exercise, as much as possible, cut it off. One of the things we also decided is that we will not travel the whole of Nigeria in the name of getting married. That is cost effect. That is not cost effective. I am based in Port Harcourt. Of course, even before marriage, my wife was basically in Aba and shuffling Abuja most of the times. But then we have family members all around, uncles, aunties, and the rest, scattered all around Nigeria, Kano, Lagos, and all. So we picked only the very most important. Fundamentally, I would say we made only just one trip. I made only just one trip. And then the others, we just use wisdom around it because I calculated how would I live from Port Harcourt, I'll go to Lagos, then I'll come back, then I'll take permission from my place of work, travel again to Kano, and then I'm back. Then I'll travel again to Kogi State, maybe to my own village to meet my own uncles, and then I'll go with my wife or would be wife as at that time, who will cover for those expenses. On the average, none of those trips will cost less than 70,000 naira. That's to be on the on the very weak side, with 100,000, 150. Why? And then how about the risk of accidents? We've heard of persons that had major accidents prior to their wedding. Some persons became even deformed because they were traveling round about the whole nation before their wedding. And we said, no, we would not do that. We will communicate to family that we love, respect, and honor them, but we will not waste that resources and open ourselves to risk of traveling on the road. So we cut that one down. When I say this, actually, we offended a few persons, but our goal, let me not say a few
You can't
persons,
even do it without
a
offending some
few
people.
key people,
You can't do it without offending
a
some people.
few key
Really?
people, but the goal is we want to be married. Bam!
Yeah. You can't do it without offending some people, but to what end? As in, where are those people now? What does it matter right now that they were not happy about some things? What does it matter right now in the overall scheme of
Analysis,
things?
yeah.
What does it matter? So I'm saying that these things are not static. It is humans that put those things together as you must bring red cow with blue tail. It's people that set it aside. You set those things so you can negotiate these things. These things. Your parents love you. They want to see you settle more than any other thing. They want to see you happy. So the first place to trash this thing is with your father and your mother.
Actually, it is with the
The two
intending
of you
couple.
actually, yes.
Once you decide it, other persons will fall in line somehow.
Yes.
Even
First,
if not exactly, they will reduce the intensity of what they would have demanded. Go ahead, please.
yeah, so first of all is the two of you. Then outside the two of you, the first persons are your parents. Try to make them see reason with you. My father didn't like the idea of a garden wedding. O. Church hall. Go and do decide church hall. I said no. Garden wedding is what I've always wanted, and my wedding is here. I'm going to have it. We dragged it and dragged it and dragged it. Eventually, I had it. Mine was not the biggest wedding. There's no parent that doesn't want his or her child's wedding to be the talk of the time. Everybody likes everything good. But when it's not wisdom, you leave it. What sense does it make that you do an elaborate wedding? You come home, you've lost your peace, you've lost the essence of your marriage, the joy in your marriage because people are wanting you to pay them their money. You can't feed properly, you can't breathe, you can't sleep well. It doesn't make any sense. Now, uh, we, we deliberately cut down on a lot of things. For instance, wedding venue. All the searches I was making online for
Okay,
a
before
garden.
you go to that, see, one of the things I kept asking myself is, how about the roadside mechanic? How about those that do very menial jobs? How will they get married? How do they get married? Because they sure do. Do they spend all of these monies? And then I realized that usually, as the strata and positions that people have financially in society increase, that's how these demands also increase. So I said no. How about this roadside guy? How about this mason? How about this plumber that is just doing that at a low key level? How do they get married? And I know some of them get married legally, properly, Christianly, everything right. So we said no, we were going to cut down to the barest minimum and we achieve our goal of being married without too much drama. And we told ourselves again before she continued that beyond all of this stress, we're going to ensure that we were happy, we had our own needs met at a, should I say, selfish level. Yes, we're going to cater for our own needs and not just feeding and taking care of every other person, because in the final analysis it is my wedding, it is her wedding, nobody else sees own. So if you want your wedding in any other way, go get it done. And if you've done your wedding any other way, it is your wedding, this is my wedding. So that was it for us.
Yeah, before I go to what I was saying before, now about this point he just made, you know, see, when your wedding is coming up, by the time you are done with that wedding, do you know what you have left of the wedding? Your pictures and your videos.
Pictures
That's
and videos,
all you
man.
have left. That's all you have left. Like that's the entire wedding you just did. So it will be very wrong and a very unwise decision for you to spend money so much on food, on hall, on different other things and neglect yourself. Now see what makes your wedding memories in pictures and videos worth it. The quality of your pictures, the quality of your videos, your makeup if you do makeup, your dress, your hair, his own clothes, your shoes, then your venue. So as far as we were concerned, these things I just mentioned were non-negotiable. They were non-negotiable. So because when we're done with the wedding, that is all we'll be left with. So we ensure that we got good things. Like I wore the kind of dress I wanted to wear. I didn't go to spend money on another thing and then I'm running around looking for how to get a dress of 10,000 naira that I don't like. Do you get my the wedding gown I used was brand new, although I rented it. I made sure I rented it because I was not going to waste money to buy a gown that I will never use again. So I made sure I rented it, but
What
I
cost?
rented brand new. So it was more expensive than the ones that other brides had used. But I rented brand new. I wore what I wanted to wear. Same thing with it. So we settled everything concerning clothes long before the day. In fact, like a year before sef we started buying things as far as clothes were concerned. So my point of emphasis, when you are done with your wedding, it is these memories. So whatever will make your pictures, your videos that are going to be yours after the wedding come out well, invest in those things without negotiating it. So your venue, how the venue looks is part of it. The kind of photographer and videographer you have, thank God. My younger brother is a cinematographer, so he came with his team from his company. They videoed the place, took us pictures for wedding, drag, and bridal shower. I didn't have to pay a dime for it. We only paid for their hotel. Edited it, sent us trailer. You can still watch it somewhere down in my YouTube channel. You see my wedding trailer. You will see a video of myself and my dad when I was walking down the aisle. So and it was, the wedding was beautiful. Was beautiful. In fact, when you look at my wedding and I tell you that I spent very very small money to do that wedding, well, not small like I did 200,000 naira to do, but small compared to what it would have been if I had not planned properly and applied wisdom. So the wedding looks bigger than um, the money that went in, because we planned and we cut down a lot of things, and I mean it. So whatever it is that you can cut down, whatever it is, not carry any unnecessary body. So now we knew that we're going to feed our guests. but that was not the priority for us. So what we did was, um, um, there was food, there was water. We didn't buy drinks, so we bought packs of water, bottled water. They bought some sachet water. That was it. Then there was cake. Now my wedding cake, I had a three-tier wedding cake that was done for me for I think 50,000 naira. I paid 50,000 naira. I kept looking for where to get good things at cheaper prices. So and I did. I banked on relationship. I got my wedding cake for like 50,000 naira. Then it was simple and beautiful. Then the I didn't cut it. I didn't share my wedding cake. What we did was, my aunt, one of my aunts who is a baker, had baked full cake and had cut it. That was how we did it. She cut it and tied it inside cake wrap nylons. So each person had a cake. In fact, the cake I shared on my wedding day was not it was not cut tiny in tiny bits. It was not cut in tiny bits like most weddings where they'll carry the wedding cake and cut it. It was sizable. Cakes were sizable, already decently tied. That was how we shared. So I went away with my wedding cake. Nobody cut it because we already prepared for that. Like I we planned everything ahead of time. For DJ, what we did, we didn't bring a live band. We brought a DJ, and the DJ, we just gave him selected. How much did we pay that DJ guy? Said
I think it's a total of 15,000.
I think it's either 15 or 20, because DJs that were calling were earning 100, 250,
So we,
big prices. So
so we got someone that
because
stayed very close to the venue,
and
so
didn't
we will
have to
not
pay
be spending so
transport.
much money moving his equipment to the venue.
Yes. So we just we got downloaded songs, the songs we wanted to play, and told him, okay, when the bride is walking down the aisle, this is the song we are going to play. After the joining, this is what you will play. This after this one, this time this is what you will play. That was how we arranged the songs for him, and he played it. That was what we did. We didn't spend money to bring any live band or any worship minister to come and sing. All the songs we wanted were played out for us, and we enjoyed our day. Our wedding was like a white people's event, very decent. And one thing I loved about my garden wedding was the fact that we we had the leverage to choose our program. It was not a church wedding where the church already has a laid down pattern of how they do it. We chose it. What we didn't want to appear on the program, we didn't let it appear. That was how we did it. And then our bishop was on ground, joined us, people were around, the wedding was beautiful, because I had my friends and people who attended congratulating us and telling us, oh, my wedding can be this stress free. I think by 3 o'clock or so we were already in our hotel room. And that was because we didn't even start early. Oh. We didn't start early. When we were supposed to start, rain started falling. So we had to hold on. The rain stopped, dried out like rain never fell. Dried, sun came out, everything dried like rain didn't fall. So it was that space that rain was falling that get oh, everybody that came that day and waited for the rain to stop falling. God bless you. In fact, the chairs were wet. Our friends and family and loved ones that were there, they helped to clean the chairs, clean the aisle of the water, the rain that fell, and then we started. So well, in a very short time, I didn't keep track of time. We were done. I think by 3 or 4, we were ready in our hotel rooms. We had left the venue. Wedding was over. It was already in our past.
Let me say something on the track. Sincerely, in Nigeria right now, nobody even knows what the culture is anymore. Everybody is borrowing and copying from every other culture. So you could see in an Igbo wedding, many things that done in the Yoruba wedding is there, because you know what happened many times is that parents would have to then ask uncles and aunties and other tribal men what the culture is, and these persons will come with all manner
All
of
manner of things
things,
that are not even in the practice.
things that are not even particular to their own culture. They will bring what growing up they met that happened in Akwa Ibom. They want all manner. Hence, it is your duty, having heard what they played before you, to insist. One of the things we did is that we ensured that I, being the man, will talk to my own people. She, being the woman, will talk to her own people, so that we do not have too much tension. It's easier for me to disagree with my own parents, with my own family, and then eventually, where apologies are rendered and the rest, everybody will move on, peacefully. But then, if it's the incoming person, so to speak, doing that, people may never forgive. So she had conversations with her own family where she insisted on a few things that these are non-negotiables for us. We would not have this done. You understand? So what we are saying is this: it's your duty to observe when a rundown of what the culture is giving to you. It's your duty to decide what you can accommodate and what you will not accommodate, and then politely make it known. Politely make it known.
Yes, don't step on too many toes. Some toes they are unavoidable, but step on them because you can't please everybody. But as much as you can, don't step on too much toes. Yes. Then another thing we did was our marriage counseling. We did it via Zoom. My husband was living in Port Harcourt before we got married. I was living in Abia State. My parents were in Abuja. Wedding was supposed to take place in Abuja. Uh, the bishop that joined us
The
was in Kogi
church,
State.
the
The
church
church
that,
is in
that,
Kogi
that was to
State.
preside over it was the church that I attended when I was a student at the university.
The Love
The
Oasis.
Love Oasis, that's
Ainga.
Aimba Kogi State.
So we couldn't start. I'll leave Aba, he will leave Port Harcourt and start going to
Aimba.
Ainba or going to Abuja for marriage counseling. It wasn't going to work. So what did we do? We couldn't spend that kind of money and just go like that, and even the stress and risk. So we did it via Zoom. A bishop called us via Zoom for a certain number of time within a period of time. We had dates, maybe Sunday 7 p.m. We had our time. He would call us via Zoom, video call, he would talk to us, he would pray with us, give us counsel, he gave us books to read. Then that was close to the wedding. Before the wedding we had done another session with Ocholi Okutepa of relationship and
Ocholi
marriage.
and Julia
And Julia,
Okutepa
yes,
of relationship and
yes,
marriage.
you can check them on Instagram and on YouTube. So we did their own too. It was also via Zoom.
We
So now,
read.
yes, we were given books, certain titles to read. So we read them. So that was how we were able to cross.
Took the classes
Yes.
via Zoom, and we got our certificate to our emails. So we didn't need to have a physical. I'll be traveling to go to Aba, or she'll be traveling to come to Port Harcourt, or we'll travel to Abuja in the name of marriage counseling. We had it via Zoom because we're not living in the same state,
Exactly.
and we didn't need to risk our lives doing those movements on the road.
Technology had made it easier. And we
Yes.
leverage on it, and thank God the pastors understood with us.
In fact, for the Bishop David Sander, God bless him, who presided over our wedding, it was not even Zoom, it was
Okay, we tried
WhatsApp
Zoom first.
video,
Yeah.
WhatsApp video call, and it was effective. It was effective.
Um, um, the venue was like 50,000. I looked for venue. I was online searching for. I was planning a wedding that would happen in Abuja. I was planning it in from Aba, so it wasn't funny. What I did was our wedding shoes. I made shoes. If you know, my business is Early Impression. You can follow us on Instagram. So I took charge of our wedding shoes. I made mine. I made his traditional marriage registry. I made everything. Then fascinators that my bridal train used, I made it for them. The wedding color was purple and lavender. I didn't go to buy any asoebi to start stressing myself, hunting people up and down to buy. Sorry me, I didn't feel the need to sell asoebi because it's like I feel it's extortion. Something that you can get in the market for like 2,500 in the name of asoebi, they'll be selling to you for like 10,000 naira. So I'm feeling people are coming to make your day colorful. There's no point extorting them. Sorry if you think differently, but that's my opinion. So what I did was I gave them my color. Go and buy what you like. Then the girls, I told them, my bridesmaid, I told them to wear white. Then I provided fascinators for them and the
Which you made yourself.
yes, I made it myself. Then there's this you see look flower down that is like ring and has flower. That was what they were carrying. If you see my pictures online, that was what my bridesmaid were carrying. I bought those things for them. I think I bought it, how much sef? It was less than 1,000 naira that I bought it.
Okay, the same thing goes for me. My men of honor, that's my friends, the guys, they all got their own whites. There was no, we did not insist that one particular person will go to the market, buy, or we will go ourselves to travel to the market, buy white, then we'll start with billing to different locations. No, we said, okay,
Put extra
just
money on
ensure,
it. Then the profit you use it to run your wedding.
ensure that you get your white ready. If you had an old one, get it starched, something. The only thing we did is that we got uniform caps. Uniform caps that everybody, when
And
we
I
got
was
to
the
the
one that went to
venue,
the market to source for those caps.
yes, yes. So we can't tell you exactly how you must go, but we had the goal. The goal was we want to get married with the most minimal cost as possible and the most convenience as possible.
Yeah, so when we did this thing, by the time we're done with everything, we had money in our accounts. We were able to book our flight ticket. So imagine we paid everything finish, then we do not have money to come back. We'll now start borrowing another money for transport, for road transport. We didn't need to ask anybody for transportation fare. We were able to book our flight ticket. When we came down, we went straight to Uyo, where we did our honeymoon. I think we stayed in Uyo for like 5 days or
Yeah,
so. And we were in hotels. Do you use one hotel or two hotels?
we used one.
Okay, we were in one hotel the entire 5 days. We had money to move around in town, go see fine places, we took fine pictures, and of course we're in hotels now, so we're buying food. So it means we had money. We were able to relax and stay away from the noise. Then when we came back to our house, we were relaxed. We were not looking for what to eat. Because before wedding, he had bought foodstuff. He had bought rice, bought beans, there was garri, there was spaghetti, there was tomato paste,
Oil.
there was oil, there was seasoning cube, salt, normal. Then the gas cylinder was filled. So when we
So
came, there was
something
no stress.
sufficient to take us for at least
Yes.
a month. Stock the house with food. Stock the house with food. Weeks to your wedding. If you have the capacity to get food that can take you for 1 year stocked up, go ahead. If you have capacity to stock up for 3 months, go ahead. If you can stock up for 1 month, please do. But let it not be heard that you will return from your wedding and you are looking for food,
Or
basic
even money to
food.
move around.
Before we left for the wedding, I took some money and kept cash in my house. So I'm not tempted to transfer. I locked up my room, I left it there. By the time we came back, we had some money that could take us for at least 1 month.
Yes, we're able to buy fuel, we're able to go to church, we're able to do basic things. So we have food too, we're not making major expenses. So the money he kept at home, the cash he kept at home, could carry us.
There's so many things to say, but then beyond talk, wedding is just an event.
It is.
Marriage is what's most important. We will not delve into very touchy, sorry stories of people we know, people we've heard of, things we've observed that after wedding, their marriages started falling apart, almost immediately. And sometimes these pressures even start the whole thing, where one family, in the midst of feeling like one person is not doing what he should have done, start saying things, hurtful things. Then another party would now need to say another hurtful thing to cancel another hurtful thing, all in the bid of spending monies that both families do not have. All of those things can be avoided. So basically, you want to get married, if you want to do just registry after the blessings of your parents, go ahead
Do it with your full chest.
with your full
Don't be
chest.
ashamed of what anybody will say. Do
If
it.
you want, if you can combine trad, that's introduction rather, with trad, if they say you can work it out, go ahead. By any means, make sure it is as easy as possible on you, and then you have money to enjoy and rest immediately after the wedding.
Yes, and please, so people were training online that, so am I telling them not to pay bride price? Please, if you need me to tell you to pay bride price before you know, let me tell you now. Pay dowry as quiet as you can make it. Then you do your registry. I didn't bother with the dowry statement on online in that my post because it's dowry is non-negotiable. Even in the Bible, you have not married, you can't marry a girl without her parents. You cannot. So this is non-negotiable actually. So do it. It's just that it must not be loud. It must not be something that is beyond your power.
Insist on what you can
Yes, do
afford.
it quietly. So imagine that a guy impregnates a lady, you quietly do everything inside, sharp 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 sharp, very low so that she can go, by all means. Then you who want to marry, sometimes they will give you bills that will so frustrate you that you cannot pay them. Then you be hanging around. Say please, go quietly, plead with them, negotiate with people that you can negotiate with. Pay the girl's dowry, or let your dowry be paid in house quietly. Do your registry, wear anything you want to wear. In fact, for registry, even if you want to wear your wedding gown and come with people as you like to take pictures, you can do that. Nobody prohibits you because registry does not have dress code. Even if it's your short and face cap you want to wear there, nobody will tell you that why did you come with this. You understand? So it is better than cohabiting. It is better than just hanging. If you know you want to get married, don't let money stop you.
Do you want to marry her? Are you ready to marry him? If your answer is yes, find a way around it. Find the most cost effective way around it. Find the way to carry parents along. All of these things are possible. You can always find your way around it. You can think, put some pressure, talk to who you should talk to, correct a little if you must. But make sure you achieve your goal. There's so many things actually that we can't talk right in one video. But then, for now, the thing is this: ensure you are not indebted after your wedding. Ensure your parents are not indebted on your account after your wedding. It doesn't make any sense.
All right. I hope that you got value from our video. I hope that you learned something from this video. Please let us know what your thoughts are in the comment section. If you have any question you want to ask us, anything you want to ask us, please get to the comment section and let us know. And please make sure you share this video, like this video, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Most importantly, share this video so that somebody who needs it, mention them in the comment section, tag them, let them come and see it if you got value from this and you think this will help any person. See ya. Bye bye.
Bye.